What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we are jumping into Night Terrors issue number 3, continuing on the storyline of the main event. The story has been following Deadman, currently possessing the body of Batman, and then working alongside him is Sandman. And while Deadman and Sandman have been looking for the Nightmare Stone, they have been trying to find any way to end this horrible nightmare. But with the Sleepless Knights hot on their tail, they are running out of time. And with the world asleep, every minute that passes by takes a higher chance of everybody staying in a coma forever. And so with them doing everything they can to end this nightmare, they are about to get a new companion in this fight. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Deadman and Sandman. Deadman currently possessing the body of Batman. They are fighting against the Sleepless Knights. And while this conflict is ongoing, we see that Mr. Terrific is still in his tank. But the Sleepless Knights have no reason to go after him. Insomnia has instructed his Sleepless Knights to only go after those that are still awake. And this is because he sees it as them rejecting his gift. As the two of them flee for their life, this is where we have the arrival of Damian Wayne. Now, we had seen that it was possible he might have still been awake. He went to go get some training, to train his mind to stay awake as long as possible. And we are seeing that that actually worked. As Robin jumps into the fray, he takes on the Sleepless Knights. And in this moment, Deadman has never been happier to see Robin, as Robin lays a smackdown on the Sleepless Knights. Sandman has to ask, "How old are you?" But Robin tells everybody to get to the roof, not being one to normally cut and run. With the bat plane waiting for them, they make their evac. This is when Deadman, possessing the body of Batman, goes over to him and thanks him, saying that your father would be proud. But Robin's not particularly happy to see Batman. He knows that someone or something is possessing him. He immediately assumes that this is some kind of demon, and so he tells Deadman to get out of his body. This is where Robin sees that it is Boston, and Boston is surprised that he can actually see him. But Robin has dealt a lot with death, and because of this, this allows him to see Deadman. This is when he goes into detail on how he is still awake. He had had a nightmare about insomnia. With insomnia wanting him to forget, he trained his mind to control his dreams. But he also mastered the art of staying awake. He utilized every single meditation technique that he had ever learned. The whole world has been asleep for a few hours. But for him, this feels like he has been awake for weeks. This is how difficult it is to fight off insomnia. But Deadman knows that they must find the Nightmare Stone before insomnia does. To do this, they must know what insomnia knows. With Deadman having a connection with insomnia, he takes a peek inside. He knows the risk of doing this. But the Sleepless Knights have already been on their tail anyway, so he goes ahead and he takes a peek. This is what shows us a small glimpse of Insomnia's memories, a survivors meeting, and we have Insomnia, his name being Christopher. At this meeting, he is letting everybody know that he hasn't slept in days. He does everything to keep his eyes open. Now, whatever happened to him, it was very traumatic, and this is repeated in his brain over and over every single night. He sees it happen. He sees it whenever he closes his eyes. And many here can sympathize. They're here to listen and support him, and they are hoping that one day he might be able to forgive the Justice League. Now, we still don't know what the Justice League has done to make Insomnia this person. No matter that, he has no intention of forgiving them, as he grabs a coffee pot and he smashes one of the people's heads in. Grabbing a shard of glass, he begins to hack away. He tells them that they will all know what he knows. He wants to open up everybody's eyes. And to lead by example, we see that Insomnia cuts out his own eyelids. He vows to never sleep again. Not until the Justice League pays. And this is when Deadman snaps out of it. He knows that Insomnia is growing frustrated, that he can't find the Nightmare Stone. And that is because it is not in the nightmares. And it's not in the waking world either. He hid it away from the land of the living. This is when Robin deduces that it must be between the waking and dreaming worlds. And this is where Sandman comes into play. He had developed a special sleep gas. Over the years, he had experimented with different formulas and different concoctions. Some of these could put people into a coma. Others could manipulate the dreams and nightmares. The formula that he is about to give them will put them not in a state of awake and not quite dreaming. And so, using the gas, we see the two of them dropped in the in-between. As they fall into this, we see the body of Batman and the body of Damian Wayne. They are currently hooked up to the system so that Sandman can keep tabs on their vitals. And as they drop in the in-between, what is referred to as the Hollow, but it's also been called the reality stream. The space that we see out of the corner of our eyes. What they see is how their minds are processing this place. And as they're in here, they see the landscape begin to change. They come up to a wooden shack, Deadman being one to visit the House of Secrets and the House of Mystery. This shack is the House of Horror, and Deadman knows that they are closing in on the Nightmare Stone. He can feel the power. He can feel as if the stone wants to be found. This is how he could feel that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman were being haunted. The Nightmare Stone wants Deadman to find it. And as they make their way through here, what they see is the body of Deadman. That fateful night when that assassin had shot him. This is showing him the lies that he tells, because Deadman has always told people that he was dead before he hit the ground, but that was never the truth. He felt the bullet. He felt the impact, with Damian wondering why the Nightmare Stone would show them this. But Deadman already knows. This is a test. Just like when Sandman had stopped the cult leader in his time, to possess the Nightmare Stone, it takes sacrifice. This is where Deadman has to tear into his own body, ripping away at the chest, pulling the ribs apart. Deadman reaches inside of his own body, and when he pulls out the Nightmare Stone, this is what brings them both back to the waking world. We see in the hands of Batman is the Nightmare Stone. He says that they can finally stop insomnia, but he also adds that when they stop insomnia, his dreams can finally come true. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Issue number 3 was a lot of fun in the terms that it really is pushing the plot forward. Now we have finally found the Nightmare Stone. It was stuck in the in-between known as the Hollow. But now that they have found it, how will they use it to defeat Insomnia? And that last panel, what we saw in the eyes of Batman was the Nightmare Stone taking over his pupils. And in the speech bubbles, what we saw is that it said "my dreams" in purple. This is signifying that there's a possibility that speaking through Batman is Insomnia and not Deadman. Remember, they have a connection, Insomnia and both Deadman. This connection, it goes both ways, which means Insomnia could be seeing that they have the Nightmare Stone. Insomnia could have been simply waiting for Deadman to find it to be able to take over control. Now, with it leaving us on a cliffhanger, we're gonna have to simply wait to see what happens next. But one thing for sure that we can expect from the next issue, that is the horrible truth of Insomnia. What horrible thing that the Justice League did that made Insomnia into this person? Now, off of the top of my head, I'm assuming that something happened. The Justice League was battling against somebody, and Insomnia got wrapped into it by accident. Possibly, Insomnia was just a regular civilian that got caught up. A casualty of war, if you will. But whatever happened to him, this has led him down a path where he vows to make the Justice League pay, to make sure that the world sees them for what they are. It's very Lex Luthor of him. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, if you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series. Check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with Night Terrors. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.